Hello and welcome to day 4 of 25 days of yoga for 2025. I'm so grateful to have you here, and today, to continue our yoga journey in this new year, I'll be guiding you through a 35-minute Hatha yoga class. In Hatha yoga, we focus more on building each pose rather than the flow from one to another, so you're more than welcome to have a block or another prop to support you in today's class. Now begin by coming into a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Gently rest your hands on the tops of your knees, and then invite your body to rock forward and backward and side to side until you find your most comfortable seat that allows you to come into stillness. Allow your gaze to fall towards the floor, or gently close your eyes to look inward. Relax your shoulders down and back, away from your ears. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth and allow all of the muscles in your face to soften, letting go of a bit more tension with every second. Now begin to draw your mind's eye onto your breath as it comes in through your nose and out through your nose. Begin to deepen your breaths, making each one just a little bit longer than the one that preceded it, and allow yourself to fully feel the air as it passes through and fills both nostrils when you breathe in, and the gentle friction and heat that you create within your nose as you breathe out. Now notice how your belly and your chest gently expand and rise as you take a deep breath in, and how they fall as you let it all go. Without need to analyze or label these feelings that are welling up, simply let your mind be drawn to feeling them and experiencing them as they occur. Now feel the light pressure of your hands as they rest gently on top of your knees or thighs. With your next breath in, lift your shoulders all the way up towards your ears, and with an open mouth, exhale, sigh, and drop your shoulders. Inhale, rise the shoulders up to your ears. Open mouth, exhale, drop the shoulders. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Open mouth, exhale with a sigh, drop them down. Shift your hands now to hold on to the fronts of your knees, and on an inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades back together, arch your spine, puffing out your chest towards the front of your space as gaze lifts. And as you exhale, draw your shoulders forwards and towards each other, rounding your spine and tucking your chin towards your chest. Inhale, move your shoulder blades back and squeeze them together as you arch your spine. Exhale, shift the shoulders forward, bring them towards one another and round as your chin tucks. Inhale, shift forward and arch. Exhale, shift slightly backward and round in towards yourself. On inhale, bring yourself back to a neutral spine. Release your hands to the mat on either side of you And on an inhale, lift your arms up high overhead and touch your palms over top of you. Exhale, draw your palms down in front of you past heart center and then separate your hands again. Inhale, lift them high, palms touch. Exhale, lower your palms down through the midline of the body. Inhale, lift the arms high, palms come together. Exhale the palms down the center and separate. Inhale up, palms touch. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead, and on exhale, twist towards your right side, left hand coming to the top of your right knee as right arm comes behind you. Inhale, lift back up through center, and on exhale, twist to the left side now. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, twist back up through center before exhaling and twisting to the right. Left hand on right knee, right hand planted behind you. Inhale, find center once again, and exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, find center, and exhale, release your hands down to the tops of your knees. Now sweep your legs behind you and come to sit on your heels. With a nice tall spine, inhale, lift your arms up and overhead, and exhale, relax your shoulders. Inhale, reach high through the fingertips. Exhale, right palm comes to the mat beside you as your left reaches overhead towards your right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, left palm to the mat beside you as right reaches over to the left. Inhale up through center. Exhale, right palm down as left palm reaches over to the right. Keep that arm behind your ear. Inhale up through center. Exhale, left palm to the mat, right arm reaches. Inhale up through center. And exhale, lower your hands in front of you down onto the mat or the floor. Inhale, lift your right arm high, open towards the right side. Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale, lift your left hand high, opening up your chest towards the left. And exhale, plant the palm back to the mat. Inhale, lift and open to the right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and open to the left. And exhale, lower. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale down. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale down. Now lift yourself up onto all fours on hands and knees for tabletop. Place your wrists right underneath of your shoulders and your knees right underneath of your hips. Lift your left leg behind you with a deep 90-degree bend, foot flex towards the sky, and with an exhale, begin circling inward and towards your left shoulder. Now reverse the direction of these circles, now circling out and away from your left side body as you breathe. Now release the circling motion and lower your left knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift your right knee high behind you, foot flexed. Exhale, begin circling inward and towards your right shoulder, using your knee as a guide to trace these imaginary circles. Now reverse the direction of your circles, Now circling out and away from your right side body. Take one more circle and then release your right knee down to the mat to meet your left. Now step your right foot in between your hands and place either palm on either side of your foot. Tuck your left toes, inhale, and on an exhale, bend the left knee and press yourself up to forward fold with a deep bend in your knees, hands and heels touching the ground at the same time. If you'd like a different experience, invite your knees to straighten or remain with your legs in a deep bend for Uttanasana, forward fold. On inhale, bend your knees and send your hips back and down and lift your chest and arms high, almost like you're hovering over a chair. Your arms can stay here lifted. They can come down to your hips or lift in front of you, parallel at about shoulder height. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out here in Utkatasana. Allow your weight to be fully in your heels so you can almost lift your toes up off of the mat as you hold. Breathe in and lower your hands to your hips, and on exhale, press yourself up to stand and release your arms by your side. With feet underneath of you, just about hips width distance apart, ground through all four corners of your feet and stand nice and tall. Inhale, lift your arms up high and overhead, and exhale, relax your shoulders for Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel the strength of your tall mountain from the tips of your fingers to the heels of your feet. Breathe in and reach your fingers high towards the sky. And exhale, cactus the arms and lean back slightly, chest coming towards the sky. Hold for a deep breath in and out. Inhale, reach high towards the sky, back up through center. And on exhale, hinge forward at your hips, keeping a straight spine all the way down, and plant your hands onto the mat. Step one leg back and then the other to meet in plank pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out as you hold here. Of course, with the option to lower down to your knees or stay here if you're curious. Allow yourself to immerse into the sensation that's occurring. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Slowly lower your knees down to the ground. Come back into a neutral tabletop position. Close your eyes and find your breath once again. Now think about drawing your belly button back and towards your spine and tuck your toes underneath of you. On an inhale, lift the knees up just an inch or two and hover. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold this hovering. And exhale. Inhale, hold. And exhale, imagine someone's lifting your hips up and towards the sky into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and begin bending one knee and then the other, pedaling out your legs. Release that pedaling motion and let your heels fall down towards the earth. Hug your upper arms and hands energetically together without moving them to stabilize you here. And think about your sitting bones being sent up and towards the sky. Breathe in and notice how different it feels to take a full breath upside down. And exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg high behind you for three-legged dog. Look forward towards your hands, and on exhale, bend that right knee and step your right foot in between your hands. Ground your right foot into the earth, and on an inhale, lift your chest and arms up high towards the sky into Virabhadrasana, warrior. Hands can lower to hips or lift in front of you at shoulder height, or of course all the way up and overhead, and relax your shoulders. Notice your front right knee tracking right over your front right ankle, and reach back through your left heel, sending it further towards the ground. Inhale and exhale here as you hold in Virabhadrasana. Think about squeezing your legs towards one another without actually moving their placement, and hold here. Take an inhale and lower your arms in front of you or lift them up to shoulder height. And on exhale, turn your back foot in and down parallel to the back of your mat and sweep your left arm out long so your arms are in a T position. Make sure that right knee is still tracking right over that right ankle, and then square your hips and shoulders towards the side of your mat. Arms can stay here or lift them high back to shoulder height for Parsha Virabhadrasana, side warrior. Fix your gaze over your front right fingertips and take a deep breath here. Inhale, lower your left hand to your left hip, and exhale, hinge down towards the ground and plant your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Keep that left hand glued to your hip, or on an inhale, draw it up high towards the sky, opening your heart towards the left. Stay connected to the feeling of breath passing in and out as you hold, and watch the sensations grow and change in your body. On an inhale, lift yourself all the way up, back into Parsha Virabhadrasana, and lower your hands to your hips. Pivot your back foot so that your toes face the front of your mat, and ground firmly through your right standing foot. On an inhale, lift your left leg long and high behind you. Arms can come in front of you extended long, or bring your hands to prayer. Warrior 3. Inhale and exhale as you balance here. Stay here in Warrior 3, or if it interests you, reach your left arm back and grab hold of the front of your left foot, and then press that foot into your hand and lift your chest for Dancer Natarajasana. No matter where you are, breathe as you keep your eyes fixed on a non-moving focal point to balance. And then on an exhale, slowly release your foot down and come back to stand. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, and draw your eyes to a close. And give yourself a silent moment to embrace the impact of your asana thus far. Feeling the sensation as it differs from your right side body to your left, and welcoming that differing of feeling. Release your hands down and stand tall at the top of your mat once again. Look forward and bring your hands to rest on your hips. Take an inhale, and on exhale, bend your knees and send your hips back and down, hovering over that imaginary chair. Then lift your arms to wherever they feel called to go. Breathe as you hold here in Utkatasana, your standing squat. If your body feels like it needs to come out, allow it to do so, but then invite it to get right back in for a few more seconds. Lower your hands down to your hips and press yourself up to stand. Lower your hands down by your side, stand nice and tall, lift your ribs up away from your hips, finding length through your spine. And on an inhale, lift your arms up high and overhead and relax your shoulders. Once again in Tadasana, mountain pose. Long deep breath in. And as you exhale, cactus the arms and gently find a back bend once again. Inhale, reach your arms up high, and on exhale, hinge forward at your hips, straight spine, and come back into forward fold. Invite your legs to straighten or keep them deeply bent, and then step one foot back and then the other to find yourself in Palakasana, plank pose. Take deep breaths as you hold here and notice what feels different in this asana on the second time around. One more inhale and exhale, gently lower your knees down to the mat and come back into tabletop. Draw your belly button towards your spine and tuck your toes underneath of you. Inhale, and on exhale, lift your knees an inch or two off of the mat and hover here. When you notice stories coming into your mind about what or what might not be true, let them go with a breath and hold for one more moment. Inhale. And on exhale, lift your hips up and back towards the sky, meeting back in down dog and pedaling out your legs, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let both heels fall towards the earth now, and hug your upper arms and hands towards one another to stabilize you as you hold. Inhale, lift your left leg high behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift your weight forward and step your left foot through your hands. Ground into that left foot and inhale, lift your chest up off of your knee for Virabhadrasana. Hands can stay lifted overhead, come to hips, or extend in front of you at shoulder height. Watch that front left knee track over the left ankle and breathe here in warrior. Inhale, bring your arms in front of you at shoulder height, and on exhale, turn your back foot in and down parallel to the back of your mat and open your arms wide into a T position. Hands can lower to hips and watch as your front left knee tracks right over your ankle. Square your hips and shoulders towards the side of your mat. And inhale, option to lift your arms back up to shoulder height and fix your gaze over your left fingertips for Parsha Virabhadrasana. Stay here and breathe. Lower your right hand down to your right hip and shift forward, planting the palm of your left hand on the inside of your left foot. Right hand can stay on the hip, or on an inhale, draw it up towards the sky, opening your chest towards the right. Gaze can follow either set of fingertips as you hold here. Keep your mind focused on your breath as it flows. Inhale, lift yourself back up through center and lower your hands to your hips. Pivot your back right foot forward, toes facing front. Ground through that left foot, and on an inhale, lift your right leg high behind you, long and straight, and bring your hands to prayer or extend them long in front of you for Warrior 3. For another variation, hands can also stay on hips. Stay here and breathe as you hold, or reach your right arm back to hold the front of your right foot. Push your foot into your hand and lift your chest for Natarajasana, dancer pose. Keep your eyes fixed on something not moving to stabilize you as you hold in either warrior or dancer. And then slowly bring your right foot back to the earth no matter where you are and stand. Bring a hand back to belly and a hand back to heart and close your eyes. And now check in with your body and notice how it feels now that you have evened out the movement on both sides. Does your breath feel different? Does your body feel different? Allow your mind to be with those feelings. Let your arms go and hang by your side, and then step your foot out about a leg's length distance and slightly turn your feet out about 45 degrees. On an inhale, extend both arms out wide and high above you into a high V-like position, and relax your shoulders as you settle in here and take up space in your 5-pointed star Uttita Tadasana. Invite your body to grow wider and take even a millimeter more of space up as you hold here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, reach your hands up high towards the sky, and on exhale, bring them back down to your hips and heel toe your feet back towards one another, a little bit wider than hips with distance. Feet stay turned out, and inhale, draw your arms up high above you, palms touch. And on exhale, bend both knees and squat all the way down into your yogi squat malasana. Use either elbow to push out either knee and lift your chest high. Hands stay glued at heart center. Inhale and exhale, invite your body to sink down deeper into your malasana. Continue using your elbows to push out your knees as you hold for one more breath here. And then lower your hands down to the mat and come back onto your knees. Now sweep your legs behind you and slowly come down using your forearms as support to lay on your back. Extend your left leg long in front of you with your right knee staying bent. And lift your arms high to a T position on either side. On inhale, press through the sole of your right foot and scoot your hips all the way towards the right side of your mat. Inhale, lift your right foot up onto the top of your left thigh, and on an exhale, allow your right knee to fall towards the left side, stopping just before your right shoulder peels up and off of the mat. Turn your head to fix your gaze over your right fingertips, and if you'd like, your left hand can come to rest on top of your right knee, not forcing or pulling the knee down, simply inviting it to go deeper if it feels good. Breathe here as you melt in to Supta Matsyendrasana. Experiment if with each breath in and breath out, you can deepen your twist by even just a millimeter. Release your left hand from the top of your right knee and bring your head back to center. On an inhale, lift your knee back up through center and plant your right foot back onto the mat and scoot your hips back to the center of your mat and extend your right leg long, bending your left knee. Plant the sole of your left foot onto the mat and scoot your hips all the way over towards the left side. Inhale, step your left foot up onto the top of your right thigh, and exhale, let your left knee fall towards the right side, stopping wherever your body asks you to before your left shoulder peels off of the mat. Turn your head so that you can gaze over your left fingertips and gently place your right hand on top of your left knee to invite it to come down further. Let the ground hold your weight as you melt in and relax once again in Supta Matsyendrasana. Release your right hand from the top of your left knee and place it back at shoulder height and pivot your head to center. On inhale, lift your left knee back up through center as well, and exhale, plant the foot and scoot your hips back to the middle of your mat. Extend your left leg long and lower your arms down by your sides, palms facing the earth. Allow yourself to be heavy here, noticing how from head to toe and everything in between, you are supported and held by the ground underneath of you. With each breath in and breath out, release just a little bit more tension down into the earth so you can rest here in your Savasana. Slowly lift your arms up and overhead for one last long head to toe stretch and lengthening. Lower your arms down by your side one by one. And then gently roll yourself over onto one side so that you can push yourself up back into a comfortable seated position. Lightly rest your hands on top of both knees once again, and turn your attention on to the experience that your body has had in today's practice. Notice how you feel in your body and in your breath now, as opposed to how you felt before class today. Let your final few breaths of class be filled with pure gratitude and love for this body that has thanklessly brought you through your day and through this practice. Your body is but a vessel for your soul to live and thrive, and it is so much more than just the way it looks. Release your hands by your sides, and on inhale, lift them high up and overhead and touch your palms together. On exhale, draw your palms down to heart center on Jali Mudra and bow your head. Take one final deep inhale and exhale full of light and love. And I encourage you to move forward with this light and love at the front of you throughout the rest of your day. You have just completed your 35-minute Hatha yoga sequence for day 4 of 25 days of yoga for 2025. I am so grateful for your presence and your energy today. Thank you for joining me. Keep going, and I will see you back here tomorrow for day 5. Namaste and Jai Bhagwan.